Thank you to our esteemed witnesses for sharing your perspectives on challenges and opportunities for inner-city passenger rail service. I especially want to thank and welcome Mr. Reinenger for joining us today on behalf of Florida East Coast Industries, which is based in my district. Tourism is the backbone of Florida's economy, so the viability of every transportation mode matters. Today, especially passenger rail. I'm pleased that Brightline, the nation's first passenger rail service in 100 years to be privately funded, is headquartered in my district. I cannot overestimate how important this rail system will be to Miami and the greater Florida economy. We expect Brightline, which will launch this summer, to jumpstart our economy with up to 10,000 jobs and to transport 3 to 5 million Floridians and tourists annually. Amtrak's Miami Station, which serves more than 70,000 Floridians and tourists each year, also is in my district. So I was quite alarmed by President Trump's proposal to slash nearly half of Amtrak's funding. The draconian cuts would derail Amtrak in my home state and in 22 other states. If this budget is adopted, 3 Amtrak long-distance services currently available in Florida, the Auto Train, Silver Meteor, and Silver Star, could come to a grinding halt. This would not only deprive nearly 1 million Floridians and tourists of safe and reliable passenger rail service, it also would slash hundreds of jobs, exacerbate highway congestion, and harm Florida's tourism-driven economy. Once upon a time, Miami was a tiny hamlet of fewer than 300 residents. Then Henry Flagler Railroad came to town and helped transform the city into a bustling metropolis. Today, Miami is one of the nation's largest cities and a leader in global commerce. But the proposal would slow its economic growth and perhaps even put it in reverse. Amtrak provides an essential service that enables hardworking Americans to travel from state to state and coast to coast in an efficient and cost-effective manner. We should be looking for ways to work across party lines to improve and expand this national treasure. As members of Congress, we have an obligation to our constituents. We need to support Amtrak and new passenger rail services like Brightline. I look forward to working with my colleagues on this subcommittee to derail proposed funding cuts and support sensible reforms that will help keep the traveling public, workers, and communities safe and secure. I have a couple of questions. Mr. Reinenger, I applaud your commitment to the Miami community. Please elaborate on Brightline's commitment to workforce training and apprenticeship education. Specifically, who do you plan to partner with to ensure we develop a workforce that meets the industry's needs, and how do you plan to do that?
Thank you for the question, Mrs. Wilson. As you know, we've taken to heart several very important initiatives around the idea of making sure that our workforce is a reflection of our local communities and all the places that we're serving them. In specifics, in the Miami station area, we made an important decision to locate our corporate headquarters adjacent to our station location in downtown Miami, and we have a preference program in place that as we are building up our staff, that we make a preference for hiring those that are the most local within our neighborhood as we possibly can. As an extension of that, we've also done a couple of things where we have partnered with other local business enterprises and created opportunities for them to open new businesses within the context of our developments there at the station. And we've made special provisions for making those deals with people that share our preference for hiring from the very sort of localized community. We've also been in discussions with local educational institutes like Miami-Dade College to develop programs that will support the nature of the training that will be necessary to produce the workforce that we need to make our business successful. As I stated earlier, as a transportation service provider, we have a special emphasis on the word service, and we have a very hospitality-oriented approach to the product that we're delivering. And so the development of training for people that will be in what is essentially a hospitality industry for us is central to our ability to be successful as we go forward.